Ronnie here. Today we're gonna review the Atomic. It's been our pinnacle in terms of performance, in terms of on the brand, and because it's such a unique project made with the unique materials. Is actually older version of the Atomic, including the R and the SL and the SLZ. The frame is made on a double composition of carbon fiber and Kevlar. It's actually called Honeycomb Carbon Kevlar, and it's pretty much, for who's not familiar with that, it's pretty much a sandwich of two panels of carbon fiber, and in between there is a honeycomb structure made of Kevlar. This particular material, it's pretty good to absorb the vibration coming from the pavement. Similar to the countervail from Bianchi, for example, but this is way different because it's not just one unique material that absorbs the vibration, but actually it's a structural, honeycomb embedded structure made in Kevlar. So it's a very unique feature. In the past, multiple brands have tried to use this material. The most famous one is Trek, that is tried to use it, but it's very hard to put it in the mold. Need to be everything made by hands, and normally those brands, they use it only on one tube, normally the down tube. We actually use it on the whole structure of the frame, and it's a very complicated process. It takes us about 1 week to make one frame, just because you need to actually put down, it's like making 3 frames in one, and the grade of difficulties of laminating the carbon and the Kevlar together and make them work on that particular structure that need to be curved in a tube, because it's not a flat surface. It's very complicated. We have access to that material just because in Italy we laminate the carbons on like Toro Rosso property facility, and so we have access to that kind of technology, which is pretty much 90% of the Formula One cars are made with that honeycomb. And so this is something very unique. There is no other brands on the market that are able to use this kind of technology. Like I said, it's also very complicated to use, so it's very hard to replicate and make copy of it. Like for example in Asia, that usually happen. And so we're very proud of these models. It's been with us since the beginnings, and it's been like our top of the line bikes for a while, because when you are designing a new frame, when you are putting down, all what you were looking for, one is more comfortable, the other one is more like stiff and more like racing oriented. So with a honeycomb structure, that gives you that extra stability of the frame, extra comfort, so you don't have any restriction on performance. So you can be just focused on making a high performance frame, because the material itself, it makes it comfortable. We use it as a top of the line racing machine in the past. Right now we just shrink the use of this material only on the Atomic, and we put the Atomic more into like endurance type of bike, so a little bit more comfortable. With the Atomic you can choose, if you want, custom geometry as well, aside the custom carbon finishing. We use the carbon twill 90 degrees or 45 degrees. I personally like the 45 degrees better, but we can also use 1K or 3K or 12K depending on the particular taste that you may have, as well as the paint job and all the finishing. But the most important part is like I said, the honeycomb structure, because it's not just making the ride smoother, but actually make you go faster, because especially when there is some kind of bumpy road, give you more stability on the bike, and on the downhill, for example, you are able to go faster, and it's safer, because when you're getting less tired, And so when you get, you know, more tired, the fatigue or actually being focused and concentrated on the ride, and getting worse and worse, you know, as far as getting hour of riding. And so with this material, it's help you to get less stress on the bike, less fatigue, and one more important thing is working like, for example, when you use the compression clothing or socks, the main feature of that, beside creating compression, is keeping the muscle firm. Because vibrating, the muscle have, you know, they're losing energy. So having this material on the bike that reduce by 80% the vibration coming from the pavement actually give you that extra energy, less tired. So there is a huge list of benefits you can have with this bicycle. Like I said, we set this Atomic as endurance bikes, because literally with this you can stay on the bike for hours. But as far as geometry is also, if needed, we can do something a little bit more racing. The idea for this bike is you be able to stay on the bike like the whole day if you want to, without having any issue, especially when you're going downhill and you have this vibration on the arms, on the legs. Beside, you know, creating more fatigue, but actually make you feel more nauseous and tired after a few hours of riding, especially if you're not like a professional rider that, you know, put down the hard work every day because it's their job. So this bike, it will mark a difference on you, literally. And so I'm gonna show you right now a little bit more, some footage of the bike, some images, because there is not many. In the past, we kept it as a very unique and one-of-a-kind project for like top customers. At the beginning, we didn't even put it on our website. Right now, it's there on display. I will put the link down below on the section, so you can actually take a look at the bike and see the specs, the price, and geometry and stuff. But right now I want to show you a little bit more, some pictures, some build with it. Hope you enjoy. All right, this is being the video of the Atomic. If you have any question, I'll put the email down below, so you can shoot us an email or comment on the comment section if you have any question. These bikes are handcrafted in Italy. It's kind of you know, unique project for us, kind of one of a kind every single project. So it takes about 8 weeks from the order to get it, and it's fully customized. We don't have normally those kind of bikes in stock like in a standard color, so you always need to choose it on that way. Recently we give the option to have, you know, their internal cable system routing coming from the handlebar. I'm not very good fan of it. I prefer just like standard cable that enter from the handlebar to the frame. but we also give the option to have a like double, you know, 1.5 inches steering tube in the bottom on the top. And so with our specially integrated handlebar, you're able to route the cables all inside the frame, so there's no any cable visible. Besides than that, I hope you like the video. I hope you like the bike. Send us some comments if you want to give us some suggestion if you think otherwise. Thank you for watching.